Hey everybody, Sharon here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Tunic, going for the Too Cute to Smash achievement. This is to find and have 10 money bags at the same time. These are going to be another type of collectible. There's going to be a total of 12 available in the game, and in order to get this achievement, you have to make sure you find and hold on to 10 of them at once. So whenever you do find one, make sure you do not use it. You are going to need to have 10 in your inventory at once in order for you to unlock this. Obviously, like the rest of the collectibles in this game, I'm going to recommend you hold off on going for them until you have the dash unlocked. That's going to make moving around the map a lot easier. That being said, we're going to show the 10 easiest to get out of the 12. So from the starting area, we're going to head up the stairs, past the first teleport onto the bridge. This is going to be the area you got the stick from at the start of the game. Make sure you take a right instead of going left, and then you're going to dash across these shrubs, or you can chop them down with your sword. But you're going to take this ladder up, and then once you get here, you're going to take this second ladder up, and then instead of going up the third ladder, make sure you turn left towards the waterfall. You're going to want to head through the tree line, and then right here in this corner is going to be a chest. Open it up, and then inside is going to be your money bag. They're going to look like this. Make sure you stash that away and don't use it until you get the achievement, and then we're going to move straight on to the second one. So from the chest, we're going to take the same way back, and then we're going to now head up to the first save point. So instead of going all the way back, we're going to instead take the stairs up, and then we're going to keep heading up until we get to the first save point right over here. Once we are here, we're going to hang a left, head down the stairs, across the drawbridge, and then across this set of shrubs right here. Once you see the windmill, make sure you take this ladder down. We're going to go past the old house, past the teleport here, and then we're going to head down to the waterfront, so make sure you take the ramps down. Once you get to the waterfront, what you want to do is want to make sure you follow the water down until you get to the next open area. And then once you are there, you want to make sure you take the set of staircases down into the valley right here. And then we're going to follow the line, which is going to take us back to the water. And make sure you stay on this until you get past this pillar right here. You're going to notice a chest right here in the middle. Make sure you open that one up. And then inside is going to be your next money bag. So make sure you add that to your inventory. Once you have that one, we're going to press on. You are going to definitely want to have the dash right here, so make sure you try to dash across the bridge, and then we're going to take this into the ruined atoll. You could also take the fast travel station here if you have that available to you, but nonetheless, once you are in this area, make sure you head down from the fast travel station, hit up the save point if you really want to, but you want to make sure you take the left staircase down, and then we're going to keep going down. You want to make sure you have your grapple equipped for this next part, but keep heading down until you get to the beach right here. Make sure you use your grapple to grapple across the water, and then we're going to head in this direction with the 3 grapple points. So just make sure you keep heading down until you get back onto dry land. Once you are here, make sure you head towards the bottom of the map. This is going to be where the bottommost obelisk is going to be. Instead of heading up the cliff in order to get it, make sure you wrap around the cliff, and then you should be able to get onto the center rail. Make sure you look for the collectible in the chest right here. Now, while you are still here in the ruined atoll, if you have access to the library through the elevator in the middle, I recommend taking that up. You can also fast travel to the library, which is actually going to be the better option if you have that available to you. And the reason for that is the library fast travel room is going to contain the collectible we are looking for. So once you get to the library fast travel room, from the fast travel station, what you want to do is want to make sure you head down, and then you want to make sure you are on the far left of this room. You're going to want to look for a blackboard, and then behind the blackboard is going to be the chest you're looking for. You can hold left trigger to tilt the camera if you're having trouble seeing it, but you want to make sure you open it up from the left side, and then once you do, you should be good for your next money bag, and you can be free to leave. So either take the elevator back down to the atoll, or you can fast travel out of here, which is going to be the more recommended option, as the fast travel station is going to be right next to you. I am going to recommend you fast travel back to the ruined atoll, as it's going to be easier staying on this side of the map as we're going to head west for our next collectible. You can also use the fast travel station to fast travel back to the old house fast travel point, as that's going to be pretty close to where we need to get going anyways. But once we're back in the overworld, we're basically going to head back to the middle area, so follow the rail up, and then make sure you head to the waterfront, up the ramps, and then make sure you cut across the old house location right here, and then make sure you take the ladder back up here. Once you get to the windmill, make sure you take a left, and then we're going to head in this direction towards the west garden. So just keep following this path until you get to the bell tower. Once you see that, make sure you take the ladder down, and then we're going to head into the next area. Once you are in this area, we're going to follow the path. It's going to be very linear, so you shouldn't be able to get lost. Once you get to the square right here, make sure you take the path going this way. You are definitely going to want to lower the rope right here, as this is going to save you a bunch of time in getting down. Make sure you drop down the rope, and then once you are here, you are going to want to take this small ladder down. That should allow you to go underneath the bridge right here. And then once you pop out on the other side, just make sure you keep heading straight. You should be able to cross this plank right here, and then in this chest is going to be your next money bag. So make sure you grab that. This next one is going to require the dash, so make sure you are doing this in the late game after you have the dash unlocked. But you want to make sure you head back the way you came, and this time you want to make sure you go back up the small ladder, and then you want to make sure you cut across right here. You can either dash across or you can lower the bridge, but make sure you get back to the temple area right here. Make sure you take a left. Once you see the save point, make sure you take another left, and then keep heading left until you hit the water. You're going to need the dash to get across, and then once you see this statue, there should be a chest behind it. Open that one up, and then inside is going to be your next money bag, so make sure you pocket that one. Once we have this one, we're going to stay on this side of the West Garden, and we're going to take the alternative entrance back into the overworld. So make sure you go in front of the temple, and then make sure you follow this path until you get to this staircase. Instead of going up the staircase, make sure you go around it, and this should take you to the path that you originally took to get to the West Garden from the underground area. So make sure you head in that direction. You're going to end up at this staircase. Make sure you head up the staircase and then into the underground. Once you are here, you want to make sure you wrap around the pillar into the next room. And then once you are here, which is the last room of the underground, you are going to have the chest that's directly in the middle of all of the turrets. Make sure you open that one up, and then inside should be your next money bag. And then we're going to make the long journey back to find a fast travel station or head back to the part of the overworld where we actually need to get going. So just make sure you head all the way back through the West Garden. It's going to be kind of a pain to retrace your steps, but make sure you get back and then take the original entrance we took from the overworld into the overworld. And then once we're here, we're going to head all the way back to the middle area. So it's going to be back to the windmill, back across the bridge, up the stairs until you hit that initial save point. Once you are here, it's going to be a long journey to the next one, which is going to be at the quarry. So we're going to take the long way there, which involves us heading up to the mountain. So we're going to head all the way back down, and then we're going to take that right path again. And this time we're going to head up the series of ladders in order to get to the west side of the map. If you have the shortcut unlocked, you can also take that way up. That's going to save you a little bit of time, but nonetheless, as long as you get to the west side of the map, you should be good, as we're going to be heading up. So from here, just make sure you wrap around this, make sure you ignore the entrances to the western areas, and then we're going to head all the way up to the north. So wrap around the staircase right here behind this area. Once you get to the square, we're going to take the left path, and then we're going to head up until we get to the cliff face. Make sure you take these series of ladders up, and make sure you take a left right up here. And then once we're here, we're going to head all the way up. You should see the giant staircase at the topmost of the overworld. Take this to the mountainside, and then we're going to make the long trip up the mountain. It's going to be a very long walk, but this is going to be the most convenient way to get to the quarry if we don't have the fast travel station unlocked yet. We're going to take the path down right here, which is going to take us behind the mountain and then to the alternative quarry entrance. And then that is going to be down here. So make sure you take that way down. And then we're going to get to the bottom of this flight of stairs. And then once we do, we're going to be right here. Take the bridge across, and then it's going to be up the hillside right here. And then once you get to this spot, you are going to want to use your dash to get across the water. There's going to be the save point in front of the monastery right here. You can use that if you want to, but we're going to head deeper into the mines. So make sure you take the stairs down. Once you are here, you want to make sure you take this spiraling staircase all the way down. Once you are here, make sure you follow the wall right here all the way up until you can go down. So it's going to be a long walk, but once you see the ramp right here, take that down and then zigzag back down the screen. A lot of zigzagging right here, as there's no staircase that takes you directly down, but dash across or you can lower the bridge. Once you see the dark crystal right here, you're going to want to head this way. You want to go behind the boxes, which is going to take you deeper down into the mines. Once you are here, make sure you take the ramp down. You should see the miners right here. Ignore them. Just keep going down, and then we're going to wrap around again. A lot of wrapping around right here. And then once we get down here, we should be where the rail is. Instead of following the rail, you want to make sure you wrap around again, and then you should cross this bridge of sheet metal right here. Follow this, and then that should wrap you around here. That should end at where a chest is. Open up that chest, and then inside this one is going to be your next money bag, so make sure you pick that one up. That one involved a lot of walking, but that's going to be the most convenient way of getting here if you have no progress done in the quarry in terms of the fast travel station or the rail lit up. Nonetheless, just make your way back. If you do have the fast travel station unlocked, feel free to take that, or you can take any fast travel station you want. Our goal is to just head back to the overworld, so just make sure you either fast travel there or walk back the slow and painful way. Nonetheless, once we get back, we're going to head to the forest next, so make sure you take any way you want there. You can either walk there or you can fast travel there if you want to save yourself a little bit of time. We're going to be showing the manual way to get there in case you accidentally skip the fast travel station unlock in your initial run of the game. However, it is going to be pretty quick to get there. You're just going to make your way up here and then hang a right once you see the compass statue. Once you are at the eastern bell tower, you're going to take the ladder down and then drop down here. This should all look familiar as you had to take this way in order to get the sword in your initial run of the game. Once you are actually in the forest, just make sure you keep following the path until you get to the fast travel station. That's going to be the major landmark you want to look for. But again, you could have saved all this time by just fast traveling here in the first place. Nonetheless, from the fast travel station, make sure you take a right and then go behind these pots right here. And then this should take you deeper into the forest on this side. Once you are in this area, we're going to head up the staircase. Once you are at the top of these stairs, you want to make sure you wrap around the tree line right here. That should take you behind the wall, and then right here in this corner is going to be this chest. In here is going to be your next money bag, so make sure you pick that one up. And then it's going to be a walk back to the starting area, or more pragmatically, you're going to hit up the fast travel station on the way back. Nonetheless, just make sure you take that back to the main area, and then once you are back there, we're going to be heading off to the graveyard next. So make your way to the bottom of the map and then make sure you hang a right at the foot of the stairs. We're going to the graveyard as mentioned before, and that's going to involve us heading over here past this flight of stairs, and then you want to cut down the shrubs right here, take the ladder back down, and then make sure you take the bridge across, or if you have the dash available, you can also take the upper path. It doesn't really matter, but nonetheless, once you make it over to the graveyard, we're going to try to get behind the gate. So make sure you follow the rail until it takes you to this sharp turn, and then once you are here, you can take any one of the many ways to get around the gate. You can either take the pillars up, or you can go to the right side of the map and then jump through the two holes. Doesn't really matter as long as you get to the other side of the gate. Now, as a side note, this one that we're going for right now happens to be the 10th and final one we need for this particular achievement. However, as mentioned before, there are going to be an additional 2 that you can get. So if you are curious about those, number 11 is going to be found in the cathedral. It's pretty much unmissable if you're going for secret item number 2, as you can get it along the way in order to get that. So if you're going for that achievement and want to skip any of the ones featured here, you can grab that one, and then that can count as one of your 10. And as for number 12, that one is going to be located in the underground area, which is going to require a bit of a spelunking expedition. So obviously we don't want to deal with that, so we're going to leave those 2 off the table for now. Back to the subject of collectible number 10. Once you finally get around the gate, what you want to do is want to make sure you head to the left, up, and then to this edge of the cemetery right here. Make sure you wrap around this wall, and then just follow it along until it turns right here, and then behind the cliff face right here is going to be your last chest. Open that up for money bag number 10. Once you have 10 in your inventory, you should be good for this achievement. 20 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.